Welcome to In Depth, your weekly talk show from Press Express about news and newsmakers from India, Bangladesh, and beyond. We bring you an in-depth look at the top stories that are making headlines. I'm Tulika, your host, and I'm bringing you this special edition from Dhaka. While Bangladesh is set to face its next general election, or the 12th parliamentary election, which is set for the 7th of January 2024. There are 30 registered political parties, more than 2,700 candidates, and 300 seats up for grabs. Clearly, it's an election worth fighting for. There are 750 independent candidates also fighting for these seats. So, in this next edition of the special series of the Faces Behind the Election, I have with me Mr. Shaukat Mahmood. He's the former vice chairperson of the main opposition, BNP, and he's currently contesting the election as an independent candidate. Welcome, sir.
Thank you for having me.
US, China, who are interested in observing the Bangladesh elections and the outcome of it. But you earlier said that you don't consider this as an interference. What are your views now? Because there is clearly a very strong criticism of foreign interference in Bangladesh elections.
I feel that the Universal Human Rights Declaration says that there must be true elections in the member countries. So 2014, 2018, we didn't have true elections. So this time, international community, our friends, are putting pressure for the true elections. People should vote. They should have the right to vote and they should have the chance to vote. So BNP went to the 2018 elections and later they said that election was not fair, but they didn't raise any movement against that election, faulty election. I feel that in relation to 2018, the situation for BNP or opposition to participate in elections was better because now the government cannot manage in the economy. Prices of essentials are high. There is a lot of complaints about corruption and there is a human rights violation. So if BNP goes to elections, they might have a better result, I feel. But they are insisting that there is no point of going election without any caretaker government. So I feel that it is the wrong technique, tactical mistake for BNP.
In fact, many BNP leaders were in favor of participating in the election, along with you. At least 24 senior leaders have been expelled and who are now contesting as independent candidates.
Yeah.
Do you think there is paranoia or nervousness within the BNP, especially the top leadership?
The crisis of leadership we are suffering. Crisis of leadership and the decision-making process, because BNP was telling their workers that they are coming to power very soon, but without election, how they can come to power very soon? And also, I tell that BNP's movement was conducted very lately. They could have started the movement from the last December, where their divisional conferences were held, but they stopped the movement. And they thought that just before election, they will raise the movement. But this technique is, I think, that it is faulty because if they conduct the movement previously, we could have some result or something like that.
There are concerns within the party itself that senior leaders like Tariq Rahman have a problem listening to the advice of senior leaders. What's your experience?
I had very good relationship with him. So I suggested many things to him. So I heard that senior leaders' suggestions were not properly honored or something implemented. I heard just, I can say that. So, but in taking some decisions, I feel that forming committee, committees were formed directly by him. Many other committees, district committees, or other like that.
And you were not privy to that.
Yeah, and I was very, humiliated when I was the president of Professionals National Committee, who was supported by BNP. I was removed from the acting convener. I was removed. I was not consulted. So many things happened, really. But I feel that in the national movement might go to the right direction if the proper leadership takes place. So that didn't happen, But still, there is time, and I don't know how to, control the damage of the BNP. BNP should have any damage control wing or something.
Absolutely. Let's talk about your constituency, Comilla 5. There are more than 430,000 voters there, and nearly as many female voters as male voters. What are your plans to address the issues of these voters, especially the female voting base, which is mostly neglected?
With this national election, previously we thought that there would be no or not many participation of voters in the elections. But when I go to the constituency, I feel the pulse of the people. They are really interested to vote if the environment of the proper election is there. So it is their interest. Kumilla 5 people always elects for last 20 years that Awami League MPs, because there was no other party candidates. And female voters are very, very active. I see that female voters are more interested to go to the polls to vote in relation to the male voters. And another phenomenon is that, nowadays we have 40% of the population are young people. So there are a lot of young voters, new voters. So they are interested to give the votes. I think Kumilla 5 will have a fair election. Government promises. An election commission is also working very hard to do that. And administrative people who are assisting the election commission, they seem to still now, they seem to very interested about the fair poll, that nobody can capture the polling stations. They will see that how that it takes place. So I feel that if this situation continues, that we may reach to January 7 very peacefully.
But voter turnout seems to be a big concern. A lot of people are saying that there will be low voter turnout. Do you think that's a challenge?
It's a real challenge. And putting the party people in the name of independent, there is one I fear that they will battle among themselves.
That's an unverified allegation to be sure. But how are you preparing for a low voter turnout?
No, I ask people. They say that if I see that voting center is peaceful, environment is good, I will vote for you. And they are looking for change.
But you're up for a strong battle there. There are stronger candidates, especially Awami League candidate Abul Hashim Khan is there. What is your unique strength, your USP to connect with the people there?
Abul Hashim Khan seems to be very, weak in campaigning, and 4 Awami League leaders became independent candidates, and 3 of them are Upajala chairman previously. So Awami League is being divided by 4 or 5 groups, and they are giving emphasis on their group people to vote. So they think that if you can take some portion of Shaukat Mahmood's vote back, they can win the election.
But what about your strategies? What is your strategy to connect with the youth?
My strategies, there are a lot of jobless young people in my constituency. I told them I will introduce announce for them or employment. I will create employment for them. This is my first priority. Secondly, there is no gas connection in my Upajala. So I promise that I will bring the gas connection. And if I bring the gas connection, there will be a lot of industries will be established in my constituency. So these are the things. And also, in my constituency in 1971, when Pak army started genocide, a lot of people went to India through my constituency. It is near the Agartala, Tripura, and other things. So our people, provided food, shelter, everything. Secondly, there are maximum number of freedom fighters in my constituency. And thirdly, there are very, alem, religious leaders in my constituency also. This is the unique characteristic of my Kumilla patch. So
cross-border security also seems to be a concern.
And there are some problems with the drug trafficking.
Yes.
So I asked them to stop this drug trafficking. So people like my idea. So they think that Shaukat Mahmood was previously previously president of the National Press Club, and I worked there for 10 years as BNP's organizational coordinator. So I have grassroots connections with the people, with BNP people and other parties' people. So I think that people from all parties will vote for me. That is my strength.
Last year, BNP accused you of violating party discipline for a public gathering. In 2019 and 2020 also, you led large rallies for which BNP issued you show cause notices. And in 2015, you were arrested for torching vehicles. Do you have a history of not following party rules, even though you are so popular at the grassroots level?
Those, assemblies were organized in the name of professionals movement. So, first time a professional.
You said you don't favor violence.
No, I'm telling you. First I'm professional, then I'm politician. So my professional people wanted to raise movement out of the party's program. So I feel that as professional, I can do anything in my without consulting party, because there should be freedom of expression in the party, and party should allow people to work in their professional manner. So they thought, but that it is wrong. But I feel that they also relieved me of their charges. They relieved me also without my charges. But later, the last one, it doesn't work. And I was involved in 62 cases. I was sitting in the press club and I heard that the cases are filed as I'm torching a bus or something. These are all the fake cases.
Well, on that somber note, we will wrap up this discussion. Thank you so much for your special insights and for joining us today on In Depth from Dhaka.
Thank you very much.
And for our viewers, I hope you're going back with a more in-depth understanding about who are the faces behind the Bangladesh election in 2024. Do say hi to me on my Facebook handle tulika.bhatnagar.9 or connect with me on my email, which is displayed on the screen here. Till we meet next time, it's Namaste from Tulika.